I just love the audacity of someone to be like, world's greatest, world's best.
It's like there's so many different factors to find out if you are the world's best. So how can you actually say
Hold on though, Tara. Just journey with me for a moment. What if, and maybe this is totally way off.
Don't stop believing.
Don't stop. What
Believe
if you did like a whole marketing campaign where you did say the worst whatever?
Oh, that's like in the marketing world of like.
Welcome to Royally Unhinged, the podcast, where we talk all things networking, marketing, and a little bit of wizardry. I am one of your co-hosts, Princess Paula, along with my lovely other co-host,
Tara B.
And together, the two of us, as always, are Royally Unhinged. Yes, it's a podcast that's totally unhinged and it's gonna go off the rails. So buckle up, folks, and get comfy. Grab your caffeine and stay a while, because we're gonna talk about something you need to know and you didn't know you needed to know, but now you know, and you can't unknow what you know. You know what I mean?
You know?
So, today's episode is brought to you by our sponsor, our friends at Advanced Sportswear. Yes, the folks that made these lovely shirts of ours customize everything. So here's the deal. Whether you have a team, a business, a hobby, whatever, you need merch. You need swag. You need swag. Everything from custom cutting boards to stickers to t-shirts to wine bottle openers to little
Coffee
cute
sleeves. They do
sweaters for your dogs.
They can.
Whatever you can think of. And even if you're sitting here going, I need something fun for my business to rep my business. I don't even know what I need. Well, don't worry, because our friends at Advanced Sportswear, they do know what you need and they're going to help you out. So if you give them a call, they're going to help you find something to stick your logo on, your tagline, your brand. So
your face. We're gonna put
they
your face
can
on it.
ship all over the world. And if you want 1 or 1,000 or somewhere in between, it doesn't have to just be pens. And stop giving everyone a koozie. Be creative.
Are dead. Koozies are dead.
Anyway, give the fine folks at Advanced Sportswear call. They are located in Newport, Minnesota, but don't worry, wherever you are, they can help you.
They can find you.
They'll come up with ideas for you. You need to have some, and find some swag, find some stuff
that pertains to your business.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Louder for the kids in the back.
That pertains to your business.
Stop giving out a pizza cutter when it really has nothing to do with
who you are. Or
if
you're in landscaping, probably don't really need to be giving out, I don't know, say like a little USB drive
pizza
or
cutter.
something.
If you're in landscaping, give out a labeled, logoed, branded weed whacker. For just your best clients.
You could.
Well, yeah.
Get
anyway,
a little welcome package.
We will also help you come up with ideas, because that's what we do. Branding, marketing, all of the things.
All the things.
Thanks, Advanced Sportswear. All right, TB. What's up on the old...
No, I don't know how to wink.
What?
I can't wink.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you have a I have never met anyone that can't wink. Folks, if you are listening to this, you are not appreciating...
Okay, wait, how's this?
The fact that she looks like she's having a stroke beside me. How can you not wink?
I just can't. I can do the
Okay, now she looks like Elvis. Wow.
I can do
Fun
that.
fact.
I can do the eyebrow thing.
You heard it here first, folks.
I can't do it the other
But
way.
can you curl your tongue? Yeah, see, I can't do that.
I can't do the clover leaf. The people that can do the clover leaf, I'm like, how do you do that?
Off the rails. Just began.
Okay.
All right, TB, take it away.
Why are we here today? We are here today. So
we are gathered here today.
Story time. I was driving recently, as I oft do, and I came across a billboard. And I just, I drove by it, and then I was just kind of thinking.
Which, by the way, are undervalued and underestimated ways of marketing your business.
Oh my gosh, you guys, it's one of the easiest ways
People
to get your brand out there.
People don't think about using a billboard.
Because, it's subliminal. Because when you're driving, a lot of the times, and don't say that you haven't done this, because I know you've done this, where you're just like, you zone out so much, and you're driving, you're doing safe, but you were just zoned out partially.
Don't know how you got to where you're going.
And then all of a sudden, you're at like a stoplight, and you're like, where am I?
And how did I get
here? Did I run over a dog? Like, it's Okay, you didn't run over a dog. But it happens. So billboard advertising, it's phenomenal. And if you find the right spot, you're going to hit so many people for the right cost. And
not in your car.
Yeah.
You're not going to hit people in your car. You're going to hit people's in the old brain.
In the brains. So that they call you.
I think it's something like for certain clients of mine before.
Or vehicle graphics,
I've just been
too.
like,
It's like a moving billboard.
But sticking stuff up on a billboard, because case in point, you're about to talk about a billboard that you saw and it's memorable and it's stuck in your craw. And so people need to know that that's an effective way to market yourself.
And it's more of an old school marketing tactic.
Cost effective.
Instead of digital marketing. So there you go. Tidbit of information. But I drove by this billboard and it said a phrase on it. And I was like, how many times do I see this phrase on everybody's stuff? And this exact phrase was high quality products.
Oh boy.
And in my head, I'm canoodling around and I'm like...
You cannot use that word.
Sorry.
You know what that means? To canoodle is to be making out and doing the deed.
I did not know that.
Yes. So canoodling is when you're in the bed chambers.
Okay, so in my romantic noodle, I was thinking about...
Fun fact. Word of the day. No, maybe not.
No.
Okay, sorry.
That is not my word of the day. My word of the day is high quality products.
High quality.
I saw this phrase and I was like, how often do I say... I was like, would you really say that you have low quality products? Would anybody say that? So like, how valuable... I said that weird. How beneficial, I'm going to use that one instead, is it to actually have high quality products? Because again, would you say that you have low quality products?
Was that like the world's best cup of coffee? See,
and it's like, have you literally gone to every single coffee house in the entire world to taste it and say
I just think that's so, I just love the audacity of someone to be like, world's greatest, world's best.
It's like there's so many different factors to find out if you are the world's best. So how can you actually say
Hold on though, Tara. Just journey with me for a moment. What if, and maybe this is totally way off.
Don't stop believing.
Don't stop. What if you did like a whole marketing campaign where you did say the worst whatever?
That's like in the marketing world of like Wendy's or like I feel like that's in that realm of marketing, which that's a totally valid.
But I'm saying I wonder if it could work.
There's a way.
You could kind of be like the worst pair of socks you'll ever own. Because then would people buy it to see if it actually is the worst, or would it work mentally where people...
Well, you might have to, because if you say the worst pair of socks and somebody gets it and they're like, no, they're the best pair of socks, then you actually might have like a lawsuit against you because you claim that they were the worst.
You know, you think of all the Mad Men, marketing firms where people are sitting around trying to come up with taglines and slogans and stuff. So are they all just sitting around trying to think up ways of saying the greatest, the best, the highest quality?
Yeah. And I think that's even turned into different phrases that are making it more personable, more relatable, into other terms such as locally owned or family owned or
locally sourced.
Locally
That's a big one.
sourced. Like,
okay, we're going to sit here for a while. This is a great topic because from a marketing standpoint, is it better to just market yourself as a solid, reliable, or to say world's greatest high quality? Because my thought goes right to all of the Facebook groups where people rip apart businesses and things they've heard. So you go out there and on the billboard, you're like, high quality, world's greatest, such and such.
Why is it in a southern accent?
Always, because that's just how I read them. That's to distinguish from my voice to the advertisement.
Naturally. Okay.
And, it's promoted as like, ye old best one around. And then someone goes to your place and next thing you know, they're on Facebook in your local Facebook group going, I just have to let everyone know about the experience I just had at the world's greatest. It wasn't. It was the world's worst and I can't believe blah, 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 blah. Always. Why? What if you are someone out there in the listening, watching world, and you have gotten onto a Facebook group to complain about a business?
Like, what's your point?
Why? Just why?
Like, why? Like, what's your goal
Would
here?
you go to that business in person and go up to the owner's face and say, your business is lame?
They might.
That's what I want to know.
They could be that person.
Okay. I'll shut up.
I don't know.
I digress.
I don't think that's a digress. I don't see that. I mean, but
what people will do behind a keyboard and the way people will just rip on a business when they have a certain experience, but they always do it on a Facebook group.
Like, here's the thing. Instead of going to a social media group or blasting on Yelp or whatever, like, if you had such a hard time or a hard experience, would you not try and reach out to the company itself and try and find a solution that works best for you and do it amicably and adult-like, that you are not acting like a child? I'm sorry, I have a very deep thought process about this because I have seen time and time again. And we all have our neighborhood pages that are...
Oh my gosh.
They each have their own...
Grab your popcorn.
This is what we complain about all the time. So I see it time and time again. And the worst thing is that when I see it and it's about a friend of mine or something who it's their business. And I'm like, I know that's not how they conduct that business. What have you done? And the majority of the time the people are like, oh, I'm just letting everybody else know so that they don't come into the same issues that I did. And I'm like, but yours could have been a unique instance where maybe you just aren't seeing how something happened with the situation, and it went, there's two sides to every story. So just going out and just ripping on businesses like that, it's really
wrong. Okay, we're going to take a tangent here. We're going to go off the rails, so hold on and stick with us. We'll come back. Put a pin in it. So, on to this point where people will just kind of rip on things or a video or do all these things to sabotage businesses. I was watching a video recently. So I travel a lot now with job for work. English. If you want to hire me, I'm a professional speaker. I travel as a speaker. Can't speak now, but I'll travel. So I'm starting to travel around the country. I'm starting to learn how to travel. And when I go to hotel rooms by myself as a woman traveling alone can be really sketchy and scary. So I've started buying all of the safety things, door locks, all these things for hotel rooms.
Yeah.
And so I was watching this video on this woman who was in a hotel room when she was traveling, not trying to freak people out, but a guy was able to get a copy of her hotel key, break into her room, ended up assaulting her. It was terrible, awful. So they were doing a story on her experience. I'm getting to a point. This is going to be relevant. So they were doing a story on her experience, and just for funsies, the reporters that were doing a story with her, she went up to a hotel room, checked into a hotel room. The reporters doing this story went to the front desk and were like, oh, I forgot my key. Can I get another copy? Gave them her number and they just gave it to her. So then they were like, this goes against all hotel policy. So they call for the manager to come up to the room. Here's the manager totally blindsided. And they're like, did you know that we were just able to get and they're filming the manager. And it's like, we were just able to get a key. Respond. Like, what do you think? This reminds me of the same thing, that when you had a bad experience with a business and you go onto a Facebook group and you just start lambasting them without saying, hey, here's what's happened. Would you like to respond, and how can we make this better? Blindsiding. They did it again at another hotel too. And same thing. You can just see the manager standing there. They're on camera and everything. And someone's like, this just happened. Why? And they're just like, bah! Like totally caught off guard. But we love this. We love being able to, like, the shock, the value.
You know what I say these days? I say that life has literally turned into a reality TV show for everybody. Everybody is attracted to the drama, and if there is no drama, they want to create it so that there is something to get mad about. There's somebody to blame for something. Like, everybody needs that, and I don't know if that happened like really bad when COVID happened, that like everyone just really, because we were all at home. So what else do you do? You watch reality TV and
accessibility. Like nowadays, everyone has the accessibility in their hands, in their pockets to be famous, to go viral, to record things. Like I'm even watching, who knows when you're watching or seeing this or listening to it online, who knows what year. This was recorded in 2025. And without getting into any politics, right now there's just fun stuff happening in the country. And one of the things I noticed was there are people that are deciding it's totally fine to just go around and spray paint significant historical fixtures in the United States. And they're being videotaped. Like it's somebody standing, a few feet away while I'm spray painting a well-known, famous tourist historical landmark. And I'm doing it out in the open where people are that takes some guts.
Well, it's the same thing too, even with like Ring cameras. Like how many of us have Ring cameras now? And like the thieves, the robbers, like they don't care anymore. Like there was one that I just saw on the app or something somebody posted and was like, the guy was in a onesie, like an adult onesie, and it had a giant bear on here or something. Like it was a very recognizable onesie, like if you saw this guy walking around. And he wasn't covering his face. He like just blatantly was doing it. And a lot of these people, they're just doing it out in broad daylight. And it's like, people just don't care anymore.
It's mind-boggling. But coming all the way back to the Facebook thing, like people will get on Facebook and just start lambasting a business and they're terrible and they were awful. It's like, unless you've run a business or you really know what's going, like that's just not the place. Go up to the manager first and say, hey.
You know what it comes down to? Being a good human.
Oh, yeah.
It's really just being a good human. Like, would you want somebody to do that to you? Like, treat others like you would like to be treated.
But that's where the best stories come out of. The best stories of customer service come out of when something like that happens and the business is able to make it right and they do it in such a cool, unique, original way that then that becomes the viral story of how they made it right.
Yeah.
Versus you just like, I ordered my chicken tenders and I ordered 4 chicken tenders. I only got 3. And when I went back in for my 4th chicken tender, they said to me, how do we know you didn't eat the 4th one? We ain't gonna give you another one. So says me.
I just wanted to see how long she was gonna go in the southern accent.
Oh, all day, people. For the record, I am a teacher by degree, so like that's what I went to school for, history, geography, social studies. There was a time, once upon a time, I used to teach history lessons and use the accent for the time period of the lesson I was teaching.
See, that would just be fun.
And I would show up either in period clothing or in full character.
There's a movie about that where somebody did that.
But that's how I would teach. I was like, time to make history fun. And I would show up with the accents and do the whole lesson in an accent.
Yeah. Which movie was that? There was a movie where the teacher, they would show up in time appropriate, whatever they were learning about. Like if it was
I don't know. And I just want to apologize if somehow I'm appropriating accents and I'm offending someone. Sorry. But it was just like, it was just fun. It was just fun.
And we're just here to have fun. But yeah, we like to make it fun for you. So we might throw in weird accents not that they're weird. I have a weird accent. I have a very Minnesotan accent. Yeah, sure. You bet you, don't you know? But anyways. What are you going to say? I don't have an accent?
No. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. But
I have an accent. Anyways. Let's reel it on back. We went off in Timbuktu right there.
That's fine.
So we're going to reel it back a little bit and just talk about
billboards.
Billboards.
High quality. World's
and
finest.
The different phrases that are used on billboards. And not even just billboards. I'm just using the story because I saw the billboard. But even your collaterals that you use, if it's your business cards, if it's your brochures, if it's your website, if it's your mailers, if it's your newspaper ads, if it's whatever it is, like the certain phrases and knowing what phrases work best for your business, why they work best for your business, how you found that they work for your business. Like it's kind of just knowing which phrases to use. Has low quality or not low quality, has high quality worked really well for you? Maybe it has. I don't know. It just popped in my head. Like how many people are using high quality? So how
Okay,
many
that's
people are
interesting
you
too. What's
competing
even high
against?
quality? Because we all know nowadays that when you buy something, nothing's really high quality anymore.
True.
Like it has to be really expensive or like a luxury. Luxury
Yeah.
is a better word being used more than high quality.
Yeah.
Because quality has gone down the tubes.
So,
So
can I say who this business was for? Because I'm like, I want to replace the high quality products with luxury products, and then knowing what the business is behind it, I'm like, is that weird? I feel like it is. I don't know if I can say which business it is, so I'm not going to.
Paul is just making Muppet faces in the background, like.
Not that there's anything wrong with how it's just.
Okay, that's a good test that maybe sometimes businesses should do is replace it with some different synonyms and see if it works.
So I kind of want to put this into, replacing that. And again, this is all coming back to your brand. And hopefully you went through some keyword research and stuff like that with your demographics and all of that part of your marketing strategy to know all of these things. But I kind of want to bring this into a couple different new things that also came to be more recently. We have, okay, we all know SEO, right?
Not personally.
He's not on my
No,
phone book.
let's assume people have heard SEO. Is that like ELO, the band? Or is that like SEO,
SEM.
like ESSO? SESSEO?
Let me back up. So SEO, if you do not know what SEO is, SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. So it's the things that happen on the digital world to make your name pop up on listings on search engines such as Google, Bing, there's DuckDuckGo, there's, I'm not even joking, that is a search engine.
No, I know. I'm just
she was going there. There's a few other ones. Google
Ask
and
Jeeves.
Bing. That is not a thing anymore. It might be ask.com now, actually.
Well, let's see. Remember Ask Jeeves? Ask Jeeves.
But it did. It turned to ask.com at some point. I remember in the little butler, and he was very smug, and then it was a yellow
Jeeves.
background.
Sorry, I'm having
Red
problems with my
logo.
shorts.
But anyways, so that's what search engine optimization is, SEO. Now, there are some new things coming into play
do tell.
because of where we are in the digital
Hold on.
world.
Let's stop for a minute. Let's rewind for just a minute with SEO, because the amount of people that are always throwing that around and are like, I need someone to help with my SEO. And I'll just ask people, do you even know what it is? And why do you think that? Because it's being thrown around everywhere. Where your SEO, I can help with your SEO. It's like the magical
SEO
mystery.
and SEM I see throwing around in
What's the SEM?
Search engine marketing.
Which is?
That's more pay-per-click stuff.
Is that what it's called? They're titling it with that? Mm-hmm. Interesting. This we know, sorry, Tara,
No,
pause.
go ahead.
If you've ever gotten onto ye old Googler and you start to Google, and when a page pops up and there are sponsored things at the top and you see the word that says sponsored, because those folks are paying to be the very first thing on the page because they know that you're most likely to click on it, especially if you're a boomer. They know that you're going to click on the thing at the top. So they're paying. It's true. Tell me I'm wrong. Well, even some of you Gen X's, I'm here for that. So, but you're paying to show up at the top, especially like if any kind of, what do we call all the like electrical painters, electricians, plumbers.
Trades.
Thank you. Especially for trades. It's very, very effective for trades to get yourself up at the top, because then people will just click on the first ones.
Okay, so that's going to integrate into my phrase / story / just comment. So there's SEO. And then there's a couple other things that are coming into play. And I'm going to say two phrases and you'll be like, what is that?
Two phrases.
So AEO and GEO. And you're thinking EIEIO. Old MacDonald had a farm.
Bingo was his name. Oh. NGO. NGO.
So AEO is AI. engine optimization.
E-I-E-I-E-I-O.
I'm done.
Okay, sorry.
I quit.
Sorry.
I'm out.
AEO.
AEO is AI engine optimization. So this is all the AI stuff that's coming out. So ChatGPT, Copilot, what are the other ones that you talk
Claude
about?
and Gemini.
Those are the main 4 ones. There's a whole bunch of other ones that are
Llama.
also coming out into play too. One of them starts with a P, I know for sure.
Perplexity.
Yes, thank you. That is the one. So there's all these AI things, these chat things, all these things out there now. So I'm just going to let that sit. AEO. Then we have GEO, which is geographic engine optimization. So that's a whole other optimizing for maps, optimizing for GPS platforms and stuff like that. Like there's all geographic, all that stuff. So those are 2 other ones that are coming into play. The one that I really want to focus on today is AEO. And a story that I have behind this a little bit is because for a lot of my clients right now, or previously, before this started becoming more of a thing, doing search engine optimization on somebody's website. There's 2 main forms of search engine optimization. There's on-page SEO and there's off-page SEO. There's on-page SEO, which that is the keywords on each one of the pages. It's what your title tags are and meta descriptions. And if you're like, Tara, I have no idea what anything you just said meant. When you go to Google and you type in plumber near me and it shows up a whole bunch of stuff, the blue tag that's up there, the blue title, that is your title tag for that page. The little description that's underneath it, that is your meta description. So each page on your website should have both of those and then have focus keywords that are integrated into the title and the description.
Can I pause you for 1 second?
Yes.
Just breaking this down in case you're kind of like, you lost me, you're gone. It's keeping in mind that every time you go to Google and you type something into Google and Google goes, all right, we need to serve something up here. Tara, just type something into Google. Who do you have on deck? And Google looks out across all of the websites and stuff that's on the internet. And Google's trying to decide what is it going to choose to show Tara to put on that first page. And so when you pay people like Tara to help you with your website, or you pay me for your Google business profile, we're trying to make it so that when Google starts looking out over everything on the interweb and is going, who are we going to serve up? We want your stuff, your pages to pop. And for Google to say, hey, I see you. Come on, you're up first. I'm only picking 5 of you. Who's up? And so by strategically choosing what words to put on your web pages and your websites and how you order it and connect it. And, there's more fancy work going on in the background that Tara does, but you want to make it so that your pages are the most attractive, have all of the right words so that if somebody is sitting there typing and Google goes, oh, we got somebody typing, who are we going to choose? We want you to be chosen first.
Exactly when you just said that, I just imagine that there's like a little mini like fairy in my computer behind the Google page that like when I'm typing.
Oh, not a fairy. It's a big old guy. It's a big old coach. I
know, but like they're built into my computer.
Yeah.
Like,
and they're like, oh, someone's typing. Someone's typing. Who's up? Who's up? And they're looking around at all the pages going, you stink. You're no good. You're outdated. You spelled it wrong. No.
Oh, I've had that happen with.
But then there's a couple pages that are like, oh, you, and let's see. Oh, you, 2 more. Okay, you and you're up. And that's exactly what's happening. And in this world, the whole role of someone like Tara or I or other people that do this, our whole job is we want to make your web page, your Google business profile so attractive, so shiny, and everything clicking along so that when Google looks around and goes, who we choosing? They see yours and go, oh, definitely you.
And right now,
that's what SEO is. SEO is making sure that your page is so attractive that you get chosen, that Google picks you first to show.
And part of that, so the on-page SEO that I was just talking about, that's like the SEO that happens on your website. So that's also including blogging. That's new ways to get all the fancy things on the back end too. So you're showing up in search for different ways, continuously. So there's all the different things. That's organic type of stuff. And then you have the paid stuff, which Paula was talking about a little bit earlier. The sponsored things on there. So I was just having a monthly meeting with one of my clients the other day. And they're like, okay, we have this stuff going. We're up. I'm going to give a little plug for myself. They're up 18% more than they were last year around this exact same time. So, thank you. But what we were talking about was, where are our ads showing right now? We do have we have 2 ads campaigns going for them right now. There's Google Network A and there's Google Network B. I will actually say what they are. There's Google ads and there's local service ads. Local service ads is for a trades company. Again, that's why I used Google A ads and Google B ads, because a lot of you might not even know the difference or don't even care. But there's different ways that you can show up on search on the Google pages, on the home page. So right at the very top, you're going to see local service ads up there. They're the tiles that are up there that are saying Google guaranteed. You have gone through background checks. You have gone through insurance checks. You have gone through license checks with Google that shows that you're Google guaranteed. Again, these are for trades companies.
But can we also just say, sorry, interrupting Cal, that this is actually really important, because sometimes when people say, I can't get verified on my Google business profile, or I'm having problems, and they get really frustrated with Google. On the other hand, Google is always making sure that businesses are verified, that they're legal, they're legit businesses, to keep the scammers out. So even though sometimes it's frustrating, it's so important.
Like 10 years ago, it was insane the amount of businesses that were just fake businesses, not real businesses that just had a profile for whatever. So they've really hammered down on it. This is good stuff. And, it can be annoying at sometimes. Paul has gone through it numerous times. I can't tell you how many times. I've called you a few times being like, how have you navigated this with Google, my business profiles and all that stuff? Because all the things change all the time. But anyways, so you have your local service ads tiles at the top that are Google guaranteed. And then underneath that, then you have your normal search ads, which is pay-per-click. It's Google ads. It's ad group B, Google B, whatever you want to call it. And that takes up the majority of the next set of real estate on that page. Then you have maps. And then you have the first one listed on there that is always sponsored within the maps. And that takes up a good section. And then you get to organic.
3-pack. That's where I come in, folks. 3. I'm here to help you get into the 3-pack.
There's the 3 listings that are the organic pieces that show up. And then you get more sponsored ads. So please do not get super frustrated when you are searching and you're not showing up anywhere on the first page, because
just call me. Call Princess Paula. 555.
But if you are not putting, if you do not have some sort of ads network going, you're not putting money behind any Google ads, local search, whatever it is, it's very difficult. Depending on how well you have your on-page SEO, how well you have your Google profile optimized, all of that stuff, that you show up in those 3 spots.
I can get you there.
3 spots.
I know how. I have the secret sauce.
The secret sauce. The secret sauce.
Just saying. But again, this is kind of separate. Oh my gosh. And even we could have a whole other episode just on your website SEO versus your Google business. They all have to work together. They all have to work together, but everybody, depending on where they come from, has a different opinion. Surprise.
It's just what it is. But they do all work together. And local service ads actually feeds off of Google ads. So if you're in the trade industry and you're doing Google ads and not local service ads, you need to be doing local service ads. And I tell you this because...
You know what though, Tara? Can we sidebar? Can we go off the rails just for a second? Because when I worked for a restoration company for a long time, and we found that it really depended on your geography. Because again, we were a national franchise.
Yeah.
So I would watch the headquarters, the corporate office, pay for LSAs, right, for local search ads.
Yep.
And watching what parts of the country it really worked versus other parts. And of course, it depended on what kind of ads they were running, but realizing that Like sometimes that's why working with a company that will help you, because it can depend on the market you're in, the geographical area where you're placing them, like within the city.
Yep.
And that's why when sometimes people say, well, I'm paying for this, it's not working. You're not wrong. Like I remember saying, instead of us spending money on these ads, can you give us some money so we can do some other things instead? Because those aren't hitting.
Yeah. And that's totally fine.
But it's all like getting dialed in, because like that's what's really nice working with someone like you. You'll help figure this out for people because they are valuable and they do work when they're done right.
Yeah. And a lot of that I see too, not that, you know, Google is its own animal and stuff, but a lot of the time, and I think I said this in a past episode too, but a lot of the times if you have like your Google Ads campaign, if you're running Google Ads and you just have it on autopilot, Google is making assumptions about your business and your business plan, your business goals that it could be 100% not even accurate. And I say the story all the time. I was working for an automotive repair shop, and right when I took over, they were having Google do all of their auto stuff for them. They weren't managing it. It was just on autopilot. When I took over, I was going through all of their keywords that they were having Google just auto add in there that were auto recommended, that just were automatically approved, and it started putting in auto body shop.
Oh, interesting.
Guess what? Auto repair is not auto body shop.
Yeah, they're totally different.
Completely different in every way possible. So if you have your ads automated, have a conversation with somebody who works on Google Ads and just ask them, is this even beneficial for me? Am I just wasting my money? And here's where I'm going to go with this. So, and I'm going to bring it back to AEO. So I was having a conversation. I was having my monthly meeting with my client, and they're like, where are my ads showing right now? So I was showing them. And they're like, well, we ask because we just had somebody reach out to us, and they said that they found us on ChatGPT. That's how they found them. And it's a smaller company of maybe 20 employees tops, I think. And they have huge competitors, and like I'm telling, like national brand competitors in the area. So the fact that they showed up on chat, and you're like, Tara, how can they show up on chat? Chat doesn't. Here's how chat works on that. So I like to talk to chat. Paula likes to talk to chat.
All the time.
So when we talk to chat, you know, I sometimes tell chat my problems, and then it will say blah, blah, blah. So for example, if I say, I am looking to change this in my diet, can you give me some recipe options for A, B, and C? And chat will be like, sure. Here's some recipe options for A, B, and C. And then it will pop some stuff out. And then at the very bottom, it will say, once it's done doing its magic, it will say, would you like me to refine recipes based off of this? Or would you like to have me help you find a personal chef in the area? That's a little drastic of a thing, but maybe a better example is if you're looking for a DIY on how to replace a muffler. DIY. And it will say, here's instructions of how to change your muffler. Would you like me to find a local auto repair place near you? And you say, yes, I would love to see some auto repair places near me that might be high quality products or whatever it is. And then it's going to shoot out a whole bunch of stuff based on your AEO. Have you optimized your website? Have you optimized all of your digital listings to also include voice, I don't want to say concepts, but it's like there's
mind
voice
concepts.
Do you guys remember Mind Concepts? Were you with us for that episode? Please say you were, because I still love Mind Concepts. But it's the voice that people would type into ChatGPT. You know, you end up having a conversation with ChatGPT instead of like going to Google and typing in auto repair near me. It's more having a conversation. It's more organic. It's an organic voice. So it's changing the SEO that you have, the keyword phrases that you have on your website and on your digital listings, your social profiles, your Google My Business listing. It's all of that stuff and optimizing it for search engines on artificial intelligence.
Love that.
And it's like, this is where we are. And just a few years ago, it was voice search. So, when you ask Siri, can you call the nearest pest control place near me or something? It was optimizing all of your stuff for that on there. And now we're in AEO. EIEIO. I'm never going to get that out of my head.
Nope. All right. We need to take it home. I'm jumping in chat right now to see if it can, if I get pulled up. I'm doing a little experiment live in real time experiment.
Live.
So I'm going to see, I trying to see if I can get myself picked up for a trainer on AI.
This is interesting. This is kind of nerve-wracking too.
It is.
Which it shouldn't be.
Interesting. I'm trying to see if I could get picked up as an AI trainer. Location, audience type, focus area, interesting, event format.
But your current website, does it specifically have AI trainer? We haven't launched your new website yet.
Stay tuned, folks. Okay, this is good to know.
A fun thing.
All right, like we said, this is going to have to be, it's almost like we need to break down all these EIEIEIOs for
Word
each
of
one
the
being
day.
like a
EIEIO.
whole separate podcast. You're not helping me with the way my brain works.
I know. You know what? I talked about this with somebody recently, and I was telling people about the SEO, AEO, GEO. There's another one out there that's just coming out too. But then they said, oh, did you miss out EIEIO? And I was like, that's going to be every single time that's going to be stuck in my head now. And thank you, John. Thank you. Because it's there.
Okay, I had to ask about myself. I'm like, what about Princess Paula? And so I do come up as, well, yeah, Paula offers both virtual and in-person sessions within the Twin Cities. And it gives all my contact details. Is she good fit? Great if you want, an engaging, accessible intro to Gen AI and ChatGPT. Might not fit if you require deep technical training. Hey! You're targeting academic or developer audiences. Okay, that's true. That is not me.
That is.
Well, I don't do
100%
prompt
true.
engineering per se.
Right.
My feelings are kind of hurt.
But.
Interesting. But now this is kind of one of these things where it's like, why am I not showing up?
So if you're, curious, just kind of go through the prompts and just see. And, maybe if you haven't updated your website in a really long time or any of your social social profiles, your Google My Business listing, anything that you have your business connected to online, LinkedIn.
Okay, so moral of the story is, what words are you using to define your brand? Are you high quality, luxury, world's best?
World renowned.
Or world renowned. We could come up with a whole list. Or are you not bad, doesn't suck, could be worse? I want to do a whole marketing campaign.
Not
the worst.
Interesting. Oh, we should come up with a fake brand and just try and see what happens with it.
That'd be really fun just to see.
I wonder if there's like an offshoot we could do for the podcast.
Yeah.
We'll have to brainstorm that.
But
But anyways, it's thinking about those words. And not even just those words, but those phrases and kind of utilizing that, across SEO, across AEO, GEO, we'll talk at some point. But I wanted to make sure that I talked about AEO because people they're like, you don't know what you don't know. And with all the stuff that changes all the time with just marketing in general, digital marketing, it's the newest thing. And chat's here to stay.
If you have questions and you want help, reach out to either of us. You can reach out to us at the webpage for this podcast.
RoyallyUnhinged.com.
Or Dapper Dog Marketing. Reach out to Tara if you're like, okay, how do I know? Is there like an assessment we can do? We'll help you. And if we're not the ones to help you, we'll connect you with the people who can help you because we know the people that can help you.
We have a very large network of people because we like to connect with people.
Yes.
So that's what we do. You're the royal connector, right?
The royal conductor of all things.
That's what we could make a brand around the royal connector.
Of all things. Yeah, although I'm trying to fine tune my way of knowing, because I have so many people that I'm connected with in my network, and I'm like, okay, I need to make this even better so that I can, that's my goal for 2025.
Yeah.
How do I fine tune my network to know who's in my network so I can be referring my network?
Yeah. No, that
TBD.
makes the most sense. Makes the most sense. But we want to bring it back home now. And thank you so much for being here today. We want to thank again our sponsor today, Advanced Sportswear. Andrea, we love you. We love our shirts. We love our stickers. We love all the swag that you provide for us. Fantastic.
My
Next time,
coasters.
our new sweatshirts that
Everything.
we just got.
Oh my gosh, so good.
We'll wear them on one of the next episodes because I feel like we're going to have a Pride and Prejudice episode or a Mr. Darcy episode or something like that.
Good.
And talk about why that worked.
Hey, you talk about
why that's
rebranding
awesome.
yourself sometimes too, and you look at, there's going to be a new version of Pride and Prejudice coming out. And it's like,
Gasp.
Can you keep remaking something that was already perfect? I don't know. Maybe. Hard to say. Stay tuned.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. But thank you, Andrea, with Advanced Sportswear and all that you do for us. And all that you do for just the community. They're very community involved.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Like super involved. So.
Now's a good time. Well, it depends on when you're watching this or listening to this. It's always a good time to reach out to Advanced Sportswear for all your swaggalicious. For your swaggery swag.
Yes. So thank you, Andrea. As always, you can go follow us if you have not subscribed. Please
Don't follow too close, because then you're a stalker.
Then you'll know where we are all the time. Ooh, that is. Well, we have some things we're gonna be at. We're gonna be out and about
this summer of 2025. Again, not sure when you're watching or listening, but summer of 2025. Go check out. I don't know. Are we going to put it on our website? I guess we need to figure that out.
It's already on our website.
We are going to be out and about in public, so you can come and see us and find us and talk to us and
take pictures with us.
Yeah, we'll get some selfies and you can heckle us or grab some chocolate from the dish.
You can't heckle me. I'm
heckler. And it's going to be really fun. You can come find us. Where in the world is Royally Unhinged?
So you can go onto our website, royallyunhinged.com. You can check out where we're going to be at for this summer and for the continuous summers. It's going to stay up to date. So anything that we're going to be at, please go like and subscribe, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you're listening to
I'll tell you what.
Now.
Here's the deal. When I often talk about how you can support people for $0 that won't cost you anything, you know what would be super helpful? Even if you never listen to this podcast again, which would break our hearts. But if this is the first time you've stumbled upon us, go and if you just hit the subscribe and like button, that would be awesome. That would be super helpful and it'll cost you no dollars, but super valuable to us. On that note, thanks for listening, following along, friends, and just being the fine folks that you are. As always,
I am Tara B.
Yes, she is. And I'm Princess P.
And together we are
Royally Unhinged. Thanks for hanging, folks.
Go like and subscribe.
Y'all come back now, you hear?
Yeah, sure. You betcha.